Hello Aries, how are y'all doing? I'm going to do a reading for you guys, and I feel like some people think it's the end of the world if I skip 2 days of like uploading. I mean, obviously not you guys, because I haven't done Aries in a while since y'all are first, right? I didn't upload anything this weekend. Some people today are fickle. So many people. Okay, Mercury is going into Aquarius on the 11th, February. And then we have Sun going into Pisces on the 18th. We have a new moon in Pisces on the 20th. And we have Saturn is entering, hold on, where am I at? Okay, on the same day that there's a new moon in Pisces, Venus is going into your sign in Aries. That might be a bit intense for some of you guys. Also, if you think about it, with it being a new moon in Pisces, the sun just entered Pisces. Find out what that lands on in your personal transit. And then also with Venus entering your sign on the same day as a new moon, it's a wonderful time to start something new. You can set some really new intentions, especially with Venus. You gotta think Venus is gonna rule your creativity, your love life, children, any fun projects, turning like your hobby into a financial opportunity. Think about how 5th house energy can help you guys out. Then we have Mercury going into Pisces on March the 2nd. We have Saturn entering Pisces on March the 7th. And on that same day, we have a full moon in Virgo. This is a pretty intricate time for you to have Venus going into your sign on the same day as the new moon, where you set new intentions. And then full moon is the time for releasing what no longer serves you, completion, and that happens in Virgo on the same day as Saturn going into Pisces. That's pretty big. Definitely feel like you need to understand that when Saturn goes into Pisces, you'll be facing two very important things. You've got to face yourself first and foremost. You watch, guys, you watch. People have been doing this. The last few years, these transits have really brought out people's true colors. A lot of people who thought that they were perfectly sane and normal and nice have lashed out at a lot of people anytime things don't go their way. Okay, now, when we have Saturn changing into Pisces, a lot of people are going to have to face themselves. This is 12th house. Pisces, positive stuff, can be all the beautiful daydreaming and psychic abilities and intuition. Negatively, it's imprisonment, addiction, intoxication, illusion. A lot of people are going to be forced to realize most of the things that they didn't take accountability for, and maybe where they spiritually aligned with other people for convenience sake. If you aligned with a certain religion because it fit your family, or it fit your coworkers or your friends, if you go to the same church as them just because you want to stay in that circle kind of thing, that's going to fall apart throughout the Saturn and Pisces transit. And also think about other things, like if you've been avoiding addiction issues, say you drink every night and you're like, well, I'm not physically addicted, but you're investing finances in alcohol every week. It's so strange how many people have quit alcohol over this last Christmas. I'm one of them. The last time I even had a sip of wine was for Christmas, and I just don't even think about it. I don't know. It's weird. I guess as I pray to Spirit about things I just don't want to invest in. Used to, I never even bought it unless I had birthday money or Christmas money or something. But even then, I just don't want to invest in that right now. And it's so strange how many people have also opted out and decided to go dry in January. If people have not faced that. I think a lot of people can feel it coming. A lot of times you feel Saturn coming and you know it's coming for you. So you people already start trying to shift before it actually hits Pisces. Some of you probably have realized you have already taken that shift. Now, I will say, here's another wonderful thing, and I think you guys with Aries in your chart will appreciate this thoroughly. There is a positive side to Saturn and Pisces, okay? Especially with it starting with that full moon in Virgo. You're not only going to have to face yourself, but you're going to have to learn how to free yourself. Because nobody else is responsible for our joy. Nobody else is responsible for our finances. Nobody else is responsible for our decisions in life, the roads that we take, the choices we make. Most of what we go through is all in here anyway. So you're going to have to face your shadow, but you will also learn how to free yourself from yourself. I'm pretty sure most Aries would be down with that. Now, the being accountable part, no. If you know any younger, immature Aries, mostly the masculine, but not all. Sometimes they face it very young because of the walls they hit. They ram into walls and they learn to face it young. But a lot of times Aries and Gemini and certain really hot-headed, fast signs, as beautiful and as much of a leadership quality as they also have the tendency to avoid accountability in just certain areas that are really difficult for them. If you have any of that in your chart, or you know Aries, like say you know you're good, but you have a child of Aries in their chart, you may have to watch and see how they handle this as they start having to face themselves a little bit. I don't know about y'all, but I am ready for it to be out of Aquarius. But then we have Pluto coming in Aquarius. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I do want to give a disclaimer too before I start the reading, which is I know that it is going to get worse as it gets better with all of these big transits. Those who have been beaten down and brokenhearted and wounded and are humble and meek and want so bad to leave the world a better place, those people are consistently being bullied and beaten down by people who are toxic and consistently seeking out other people to harm to make themselves feel better. So my disclaimer, I'm thinking about doing this for all of my readings from now on, just so I can piss off a few people and weed out those who are selfish and mean and undesirable. That my readings are for people who are in the right heart space, for people who want to level up, for people who want to move on, for people who might have been brokenhearted or wounded, but they want to leave the world a better place. They know that they're here for a purpose. They know that they're here to leave something behind. They know that they have a mission. They may not know exactly what it is, but they feel a calling. I'm here for those people. I'm here for people who are going to rescue the cat outside if it's starving. I'm here for the people who have been mistreated and scapegoated by their family, and yet they still refuse to be ugly and turn into a narcissist themselves. I'm here for those kind of people. If you're entitled, if you're crude, rude, if you go around on social media attacking everyone who's not just like you, if you go out of your way to harm people when you're in a bad mood, if people have to walk on eggshells around you, if you're that kind of person, these readings are not for you. They're just not. They're not going to benefit you. Because I pray over this before I start. This is for the people who need it. So if you're one of those people who don't like every time you hear an opinion you don't like, I'm not for you. If you're going to unsubscribe the moment I don't post when you want me to post or what you want me to post about, I'm not for you. But if you are someone who actually cares, if you are someone who loves, if you are someone who doesn't have to have people mold to your whim, I might be for you. And you are welcome to sub, you are welcome to like. I appreciate every single like and sub and comment because it does help this channel grow so I can reach more people. It's really difficult to grow a new channel, as you guys know. And so I am going to be moving into my 4th month, and I'm very excited about this. And I'm very happy that I am kind of halfway there when it comes to subs, which it does teeter up and down if I don't cater to everyone. But sometimes I know that they're just like spam, what would you call it, subs anyway. A lot of fake accounts and things, those kind of come and go too. So I'm fine with that, but I am going to stand up for myself. I am tired of being run over and stepped on. And if I'm going to enter the social media sphere again, when I have backed out of it for my own peace, I am not going to allow people to stomp on me either. And I am wanting to find my voice. And I think there's a lot of other beautiful light workers out there who need to find their voice. We need to be able to actually be ourselves and spread our wings without all of these toxic people who have not been facing their own shadow work constantly spewing onto us. That's a them problem. Whew. With that said, I will get on it. Okay, so some of you guys you're in the right place, but you're still sitting on a throne that has been built on a bunch of lies and chaos, deception, and pain. So you're doing okay now, but you understand that what you're sitting on is a lot of suffering. I know that you know this. You have dealt with a lot of injustice, a lot of cruelty. Some of you may have even been dragged to court for the wrong reasons. You've gone through your death and transformation. As you have gone through your death and transformation, you can see those heads rolling. Some heads most certainly did roll. Some people lost their head just simply because they could not control you anymore or manipulate you. Now, in some aspects, it was really more so because you cut people off. You told them where they could stick it and you moved on. And then you also had to accept that not all of your hopes and dreams and the way you life thought it would be is going to happen. And that if you're going to have what you would like, you're going to have to accept it may not happen the way you wish it would, the way you want it to. This is you. You're on top of your game. You are the Empress. It doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. If you are an Empress energy, even though you are on top of your game, you are still a little bit sensitive, a little bit fragile. That feminine energy of receptivity, of receiving. Imagine being like a big receiver. Masculine energy is more of a doer, more of a taking and a doing. But feminine energy kind of receives. We allow things to just fall into us, okay? Now, it's ironic that she is looking at the moon. So I really feel like that definitely goes both ways. I mean, you look, you even have the two towers. You have both the domestic and the wild wolf, right? You have that dog and that wolf. With those two different towers, these are two different meanings. You're looking at both illusion and intuition. This is a very difficult time. And many of us are going through this. As I even mentioned with this whole Saturn Pisces thing that's going on, a lot of us have already been picking up on it and kind of preparing for it. You are actually having to peer into that darkness, finding the light in the dark, trying to navigate what is illusion and what is your intuition. When you have been treated with injustice, your hopes and dreams have been dashed, and you had to go through death and metamorphosis, it can sometimes feel very difficult to tell the difference in between illusion, fantasy, imagination, and intuition, wisdom, and inner knowledge, which is exactly what Piscean energy is all about. Now, that's a good thing. It's a good place to be. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to let you know that you have someone watching you while you are watching the moon. And why I say this is because this is how it lands, okay? She is over here looking at the moon while you have the King of Swords looking at you. Now, I'm just going to flat out say this first before I even give an interpretation. What do you think that means? Who is the first person that popped in your head when you saw that? Do you have the same feeling that I'm getting from this? That this is maybe someone that doesn't really want you using your intuition, doesn't want you breaking free, doesn't want you being in your power because they were so used to being the authority in your life, telling you what was and was not truth, what was and was not okay, crossing all of your boundaries, but making sure you don't cross any boundary that they put in the sand with that sword. Very sharp lines they drew for you that you were not allowed to cross. I'm sorry, but if there's anything an Aries doesn't like, it's very much what an Aquarius doesn't like. We don't like being told we can't cross that line, especially if our intuition tells us that we need to. We respect boundaries if they're respectable, right? But then it's like when they tell us we can't cross a line just because they don't like it. You don't put baby in a quarter. You don't put an Aquarius. You don't put an Aries in a corner. Ain't gonna work out very good. Now, here's the thing, okay? And I do have the chills. I know that this is big for y'all. Y'all have been working very, very hard to create a new beginning for yourself. You have been birthing something and creating something. The problem is in the process, you've had to lose a lot that was once a foundation for you. This is 10 of Cups reversed. This is losing out on a family life, a family situation. It can be a long-term loss. It can be getting kicked out of your family. It can be choosing to walk away from a family or some type of home life, some type of security you once valued and held really close to your heart. The sad thing is in the future, you will be moving on. But when you get this card moving on and it's the Six of Swords, it is always a bit sad. It always involves a bit of regret. It always involves a bit of tears. Even though you're choosing to move on from this situation, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean you don't have to go into a quiet place and cry from time to time. And when you feel it, you definitely have to let it out. It's not like you have to dwell on it, but if you feel like you're getting blocked from your intuition, or if you feel like you're getting blocked from what you, like, say you're trying so hard to move on, but you keep feeling like everything is stopping you, when that wells up in you, and you just feel the pressure, that's when it's definitely okay to go to a quiet place, go into a bathroom, and just cry and let it out. Speak out loud. Don't be afraid to. Let spirit know how you feel. Let our creator and your ancestors, your ministering spirits, your angels know how you feel. Say it out loud. You can say it in your head too, of course. But sometimes it helps to say it out loud or say it in the mirror to yourself so that you can get it out. Dislodge this toxic crap that has been in you for so long. It's time to move on for sure. But you also need to be able to face it. Because even if it's not your fault, even if it's not fair, you have all of that in you blocking you from all of this. Even though you felt like you faced it already and you've accepted it already, there's a lot of, there's a lot of diseases out there that stay dormant in the body. Like long Epstein-Barr. They could talk about long COVID, but there's Epstein-Barr virus. I dealt with that. I had a fever for 2 years. And it can re-trigger, just like chickenpox can re-trigger and you get shingles. These things can stay in your body. Imagine a spiritual virus or a spiritual bacterium that's in there and is covered with this biofilm, so you don't always know it's there. But it starts to well up anytime you're weak or anytime you're having a hard time, and you've got to detox it out. It would be really, really good to get some spiritual baths, spiritual showers. Even if you don't have time for spiritual baths, it's all about intention. When you take your shower, pray that you wash away all that stuff and cleanse your aura. And when you wash and wipe down with a towel, make sure you go head down, all the way down. Wipe your arms down so you're getting it off of you. Some selenite or bathing in the moon is also very helpful to cleanse. So this King of Swords, they are also Judgment reverse and Knight of Swords reverse. This is a very reckless, impulsive, dangerous person who feels like it's their job to sentence you. They think it's their job to, like, you know, you deserve this, you deserve that, you this, you get that. They feel like they want to make a decision that impacts your life. They want to be the one to make a decision to permanently alter your course in life. They're playing God, basically. They're immature, they're emotionally immature, but they still think, well, I'm an authority, therefore I have the right to alter the course of your destiny. And no, they don't. No, they most certainly do not. Here's one thing I remind myself. Whenever someone is playing God in my life and they won't stop focusing on me, something else is watching them too. It's kind of like that never-ending story. I'm an 80s baby, by the way. So imagine it like that. While they're watching you, something else is watching them and judging them. They're so busy, and the Lord, the Spirit has reminded me of this so many times. When you have someone evil, like laser focused on you, and they cannot get their mind off of you, it's because you are the bait, you're the distraction. Spirit's using you as the, what would you call it? Kind of using you as the judgment, as the harbinger, as the sentencer. You are the one who will dictate their destiny, because how they treat you, how they react to you, how they judge you, how they watch you on a consistent basis, something else is watching them that has more power and more authority than they do. And the way they treat you, the way they sentence you, the way they judge you is going to affect their destiny. Because there are very powerful beings watching that person, but they're so focused on you that they can't see it. They don't know what's right behind them. It could be death, the angel of death standing over them, much larger, much more powerful than them, and they can't even see it because they're so busy trying to get to you. Oh my goodness, this is so sorry. I didn't even look at the next two. I was so focused on that. You are also the King of Swords. I'm sorry. They don't know who they're dealing with. They really don't. Just because you've chosen to keep a gentler energy does not mean you don't have King of Swords in you too. Woo! And you also have the Three of Wands. So you are still looking away. It's so funny because you were busy doing you. You were busy looking away, planning for your future, building your future, focusing on how you can make a difference in this world, how you can have a purpose, how you can have a course, how to take care of those you love, how to take care of yourself, how to have a life for you. And this person cannot stop focusing on you, and they're going to get hurt. I know I said this in a daily reading recently. I mean, I'm sorry, you cannot be the Knight of Wands reverse and not end up crashing. Imagine someone in a Mustang car instead of on a horse, flying as fast as they can on blacktop, curvy mountain roads and not thinking about the consequences. I'm pretty sure you kind of know that. So you're just like blocking yourself and you're like, whoa, no. I can have a sentence too. I can have a judgment too. And you're just like cutting them off flat out. You're going to use a sword to cut cords while they're busy judging you so that you can move on. Because if you're sitting there looking at the moon and you're also looking at the beautiful horizon, and this is someone who's not only looking at plans for the future, but looking at what they also have. If you look, it's hard to, like, these cards are so strange because it looks almost like desert, but that's actually water. And he's looking at his own ships coming in. That's his ships. That's his company that is sailing the world. You have potential that can reach beyond your neighborhood, your family, your small group of people. And I think this other person knows that. Yeah. Okay, I want to clarify one more. Clarify the Six of Swords, that you'll be, walking away. But I know it's not good. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed bottom of the deck. Oh. Guys, come on. We have got both of these are moving and walking away. Look at that. Clarifying the Six of Swords, we're getting more of the same stuff. So you definitely have, to me, authoritative movement. You're definitely moving on. And yes, there is still a little bit of sadness involved, flat out. I'm pretty sure each of those little cups is all the times that you've cried wishing that you could get through to this person. It's not for lack of trying. They just won't see, they won't hear. I'm going to do a little bit of the, I want to see how much time I have. 25. Okay, I don't have time to do long, but I did kind of want to pull 3 of these. I don't know if we can get it all done. I have to stick to about half an hour. I was trying to rearrange my studio where eventually I might be able to do some live so that I can actually stay on longer, since these phones don't let you record more than half an hour at a time. And then uploading them to be able to add more on, it's just, it takes so long. I don't like doing these reverse, so. Got the moon again. 7 of Earth and the Page of Earth, which is 7 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. You guys are certainly on a new journey and on a new beginning. The moon, again, this is definitely about intuition, especially with the good tarot. You're going to have to use your intuition to get through this. Now, this is definitely about adventure. You're looking forward to it. That's the thing, is you're looking forward to this, which is what you need to do. You have to be able to look forward to this. This other person holding you back is not going to be able to keep you held back. Now, this 7 of Earth, 7 of Pentacles, is usually about wanting to reap the fruits of your labor. I kind of have a feeling that the way it lays down here, this person is looking this way. I feel like this person that you're letting go of is extremely disappointed because they really wanted more from you. They don't realize that you can't milk people dry, that you can't drink them dry. This person still thinks that there's more fruit to be had from you. There's more money to be had from you. They're always going to want to suck you dry. That's not ever going to change. So if you just need a confirmation for that, obviously that's what you're getting. I don't want to pull more. I'm afraid I'll run out of time. So I might be able to pull an Akashic. I don't know. I just don't want to run out. I think you guys have a very, 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 very beautiful future ahead of you. I don't mean a little bit. I mean insanely drop dead sensational future. We've got spring and autumn and his 4 forces reversed. Where art thou? Got all these little secrets over here. Let's hope we can get this done before it cuts off. Where are you? These would take so forever for me to memorize because it's hard for me to read the Akashic like regular tarot because it's so detailed. But I still feel like this should be a time of harvest for you if it's reversed. Puts autumn in the upper position. It reveals that it's a cycle of harvest and perhaps great abundance is coming to you. You will certainly be called upon to gather up the results of the action you've taken in the past. Your career, creative, or personal projects are about to pay off. Although the results you've been anticipating may be favorable, don't forget that there's effort in the harvest as well as in the planting. There may be some loose ends to tie up or some final action that needs to be taken. If so, focus on what needs to be done now to bring closure or completion to the matter at hand. Harvest is a time of reaping what you have sown. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, whether the harvest is big or small. Always choose to live in appreciation. Placing gratitude in your Akashic records now will invite many things that generate more gratitude in the future. That is wonderful, guys. We definitely have to practice gratitude as we move forward and leave what's no longer for us behind. I love you. I bless you. Until next time.